Welcome to the Lexy Show, fashion that gives a damn, where we expose fast fashion and celebrate the brands and products actually making a difference for our planet. I'm Lexy Silverstein, and today I'm talking with Lana Garmo, owner of Into Minds, a handpicked and upcycled clothing brand. If you're new here, head to LexySilverstein.com for information on sustainable fashion and eco-conscious living. And if you love what you hear, subscribe and share the episode. It helps more than you think. Lana, welcome. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am great. Thanks so much for meeting with me today. Okay. In Two Minds focused on upcycled and handpicked pieces. What was the moment that kind of inspired you to start this brand?
So there wasn't really a definite moment where I said, okay, I'm going to start this shop or this brand. It was always like naturally with me, if that makes sense. Like when I went to school in college, I would say there's a blurry line. I just started a shop, no social media, just Depop, and
Mm.
I didn't have Etsy, I had eBay. And basically, that's when I started because I fell in love with thrifting. And so my wardrobe was just growing, and I eventually had to get rid of some clothes. And I just slowly began to get rid of some stuff. And that's how it started. I didn't tell myself, hey, I'm going to start this thing and
Mm.
start selling and sewing and start the social media. I just started there because I needed it.
I feel like that's a very relatable way of starting something. I think it's really cool that it is what it is now from selling on Depop. That I think could also inspire many people because I know there's so many sellers on Depop, and maybe all of
Mhm.
some of them are interested in growing what they're doing.
Yeah,
Um,
it's true.
so can you walk us through your process of curating and upcycling your clothing?
So my process, again, like how when I was younger and it started natural for me to buy clothes for myself, and I was exploring trends, and then I discovered thrifting, and then I realized, wow, I can get like many items from the thrift store and try trends. And then if I don't like them, I can just sell them. So the first process, which is like getting let's call them the products or the items or clothes, already started for me. That was like already happening. That's the first step. So at first, when I was younger, I would just get those clothes for myself and try them. And over the years, my collection grew so much. So I still thrift and I still source, of course. I think I advanced my ways of sourcing have advanced. They're not just in the thrift stores, but like I would drive and go to many locations at once just based on the day and my system. I have a whole routine thrift. Sometimes it's just like Tuesday, sometimes over the weekends. And then I also have my days where I'm just on my laptop all day long, just literally looking for the one skirt that I want,
Yeah.
one style of skirt in like many variations, and I would just obsess over it and be on my laptop like searching for that in many different platforms, secondhand, of course, just because you need like multiple of that item for different people. So that's the first category, sourcing. And then the second one, which people like don't see, it's like cleaning the product or researching it. Like I don't want that smell. I'm trying to like clean the product as much as I could being used and all. I really care about that. And then of course, like every item has a different process of cleaning. It depends if it's like a jacket or something I can clean myself or take somewhere to professionally clean, and then researching the item just to see if they're like more valuable or less valuable than I had anticipated. And I record what I bought for how much. And then the listing begins, which involves me as a model. Like I will get ready and then style. Actually, I style the day before, and then on shooting day, I will put on the outfits that I had prepared the day before, a whole rack, and then I'll take like photos for 3, 4 hours. I'll block 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes it's a little bit more, you never know, but I will have a general like some time, and I have to finish. Like I'm a little bit strict with myself. Like I won't just go for 6, 7 hours of filming. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, you are the boss of this, whatever you want to call it, brand, company. So like I have to tell myself like, hey, okay, stop now. Don't obsess. It's like at this point it's a waste of time if you like redo the photos. Like sometimes you have no choice. Okay, let it go. You have that photo of the skirt or whatever, speaking of the skirt as an example, and then yeah, and then the posting happens, which I can go as deep as you want me to with the process. Like even like posting, I'll make it like as productive as possible. Like recently
Mhm.
I shared this online of when I post, like I don't want to be just sitting down for hours in my chair. Like I'll walk around my kitchen island and like post because it takes a few hours for me to post. I like to do it in like continuously in one day rather than posting today and then posting tomorrow. As far as like product listings go on my website and Depop and other platforms. Yeah, and honestly, my routine changes every time. My process changes every time. Like it's generally the same, but I'll make it a little bit more productive and efficient as I go. This is like my over 2 years of having the shop and social media. Yeah, I built this routine and it was very small and simple and a little bit messy. And it's just getting better with time as I learn how I function and how to run the shop a little bit more efficiently.
That's so amazing. You're wearing so many hats. You're really
Mm-hmm.
doing it all. I think that's so commendable and amazing and just impressive. Like, wow.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah, it's very rewarding, super fun. I truly enjoy it.
Good. Okay, love.
Yeah,
So where did the name In Two Minds come from?
the name, I love the name so much. I feel like it's my baby that I like just connect to so much, especially
Mhm.
that as we were speaking before, like English is not my first language, so words in general is like not my form of art. If you want me to draw or design, I'm comfortable with that, but speaking and it's a whole art by itself. I think even if English was my first language, I would probably, if this is my personality and English is my first language, I don't think language would be my way of expressing myself. So in two minds gives me the freedom to say that I'm this, but I'm also that. I kind of function in two, as in like as far as my languages, I think in Arabic, but I speak in English. I also work in English and I my videos are in English and it just so it's that like duality idea of doing things in two, and also like my background and everything I learned in school, my degree in architecture, so I like genuinely feel like an architect, but I'm doing this thing in clothes. To some people it's not related to architecture, but to me it is, but at the same time it's two things, if that makes sense. And even within what I do, I also consider myself having two jobs of running the shop, which is like a whole different world from
Yeah.
like sewing and upcycling. Like those are two separate things for me. So that's where like the two comes from. I'm always in two minds, if that makes sense. I'll switch up.
Yeah.
um,
I love
yeah.
I think that's like what we were just saying, like you wear a lot of hats. I love that name. It's so fun. So I think sustainability often involves challenging the norms of the fashion industry. I think our fashion industry is really big on fast fashion right now and micro trends and all those things.
Mhm.
So what has been some of the biggest challenges that you've faced in this sustainability journey and maybe even making this company, and how did you overcome them?
As far as like challenges in sustainability, I mean, that's always going to be a challenge. It's like really hard. I like shouldn't say that, but I always say I'm one person. I hope I'm influencing the world in some
Mhm.
way to love. In my definition, sustainability is thrifting. That's what I'm doing right now as far as sustainability is, that because I love clothes and I overdo it. Like I buy so much clothes. I try to do it with fashion and thrifting. So I guess the biggest challenge is to really just inspire people to thrift. Like social media is huge and is telling us to buy this and that, and trends are endless. The challenge is not to stop people from buying clothes, but at least to try those trends that are happening on social media through thrifting, because it's so possible to try whatever trend you can name right now. Like the majority of them exist in the thrift store. So I guess the challenge is to really just educate people that thrifting is cool and not so gross, or even if the clothes are flawed or have a stain or a little hole, I think it's just to like really redirect and shift people's minds to not try fast fashion or immediately jump and buy a trend, but to try it. And it's hard because I'm trying on a very small scale. I'm still growing, but yeah, I would say that's one of them, at least one of the challenges.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
completely. I've had someone message me about that before, and they were like, I like hate the idea of wearing something that's already been worn. How do I be sustainable if I don't want to do that? And every single suggestion I gave them, they came back with another like con of whatever this was. And I was like, okay, you know what? I've given you a bunch of examples of how we can be sustainable. I'm encouraging you to try in whatever way that is. But maybe this one's just not for you.
Yeah, no, I get it totally. Like my parents didn't understand that, especially me shifting from architecture to now thrifting. And
Mhm.
then, like when I explain what thrifting means, as in used clothes, or I don't know, like they didn't get it at first, but that was another challenge to like older people,
Yeah.
like my parents. That was my challenge to make them understand that it's actually a very good thing. And my mom is very fashionable, so she immediately loved it. Like I showed her that it can be done, like you can still be fashionable uh,
Yeah.
with thrifting. And
Yeah.
hopefully
That's
that
the same with my mom. She's a very fashionable lady. And
really.
when I got into sustainability, she got into sustainability. And
Mm,
now we both are little sustainable fashion divas. But
I love it.
I do think having those conversations, I mean, with an older crowd, with whoever it might be, like sometimes I think you're gonna find people that are just really not open to it. But even just having the conversation, I think gets subconsciously gets in their head about it because I'm like, that's the other thing. If we don't talk about thrifting as necessarily like the sustainability aspect of it, but we're just like, oh,
Mhm.
it's really trendy to thrift right now. Ah,
Mhm.
I should go thrifting. And then
Mhm.
it just becomes like more practiced. I think that's another way of just like the way that we go about storytelling, sustainability. But
Mhm.
as someone who has worked in a retail store in like high school, and I'm like, people try on those clothes all the time, and we don't
Yeah.
wear them. And like, I get like you're not necessarily running miles or marathons, going
Mhm.
out to the club in these pieces and then gifting them to a Goodwill where someone else might wear them. But I'm like, is this what a washer dryer is for? That's what your sink is
Mhm.
for. Like, you can wash it, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally. I just I don't really think about it. Like yeah, but you're right, yeah. And those things won't last anyway, the like fast fashion. That's a different topic, but
Yeah,
hotel and malls. I also worked in a mall like as a younger person in high school.
yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, I think we've talked a little about what the consumer and individual can do in being more sustainable, but how do you think the traditional fashion industry needs to change to become more sustainable? And what role do you see like independent brands like Into Minds playing in that shift?
Yeah, that is so hard, and just a major thought that I think about all the time, but at the same time, can I find a solution for it? No, but I don't know. Everything is so fast. And now that I do what I do, I can see how extremely slow compared to them. I will make one bag, this cowhide bag that I've been obsessing over, just like making these cowhide bags these days, and I'll take one whole day to make one bag. And I think, wow, some companies probably made like thousands of pieces while I'm making the one. So I don't know what the point of that is it's just like hard to fathom the speed of how people make clothes. And I don't know much about sustainability in fashion. Like when I studied architecture, we also focused on sustainability. And I know that the way to solve things in architecture, at least, is not just to put like a grass roof on a building, because that's just like a little superficial thing. And also, it's not like for the consumer to stop using straws, and that's just going to make you sustainable. Like what I'm trying to say, it's not the small things, it's a whole system that
Mhm.
needs to be changed from the root. And like it's a large scale that I personally don't know how to control, or my brand. So it starts with awareness, it starts with the users. Like the things that are made they're already made. The fast fashion and clothes are already made. I guess it just starts with education and awareness, and then things will slow down from there. I don't know if it's the companies right now to like we can't just stop everything all at once right now. I guess it starts with us, the users, and to know and to educate ourselves and about how these companies are going about producing thousands and thousands of pieces a day. And then so I think it's all about us. But when it comes to me, I guess this is what I can answer a little better, because it's hard for me to fathom the processes of bigger companies in fast fashion. But when it comes to me and sustainability, I feel like I can only try my best to do my part. And that's not just me using used material to sew or upcycle, but also like I also pay attention to how I package and ship things. So far, for about over 2 years of me running this shop, I don't remember myself like purchasing any new like paper or plastic wraps or anything. And I always, with every single order, I like wrap my clothes and then send them out. So what I've been using is literally like paper and plastic that I find around the house. If my husband, I don't know, will buy like something from, I don't know, Costco, is that a good example?
Mhm.
Like any box or anything that we need for the house, I will literally break the box apart and find a way to use it to package my clothes. So I never needed to use one single new plastic piece or a paper, because I always find paper everywhere and I'll find a way to like decorate it or cover the text or something to send out with my order. So, as just me as a single person and my brand, I try my best, and I don't even know if I'm doing it all, but I'm really trying my best to do my part as far as how I can inspire and shift the mentality when it comes to sustainability. But yeah, there's so much more to learn and to do better, of course.
I think that's amazing, and I think a lot of the things you mentioned are like the things that more people should be practicing. I think it's important to look at the packages and even just again as an individual, like you were saying, if there's a box in your house, find a way to repurpose it. If there's, I feel like a big one for me is like the jars that like my skincare comes in or like stuff like
Mm.
that, where I'm just like, I feel really silly getting rid of this like container that I could definitely use again because it's literally like a gorgeous glass container. And so finding ways of repurposing things like that. And then if you have a company, like doing that within your brand is amazing. And also what you're doing of we already have so many clothes that are out there, or not even clothes, but just like textiles, fabrics. Might as well use what's already out there and repurpose it into something new that someone else is going to wear. And I think that is really important in general, but also just important in changing a consumer and individual's mindset on how we look at things.
Mhm.
And you said it best, like slowing down, like that's something that I have been just doing so much of lately, where it's like if I really want something, I will wait like months to buy it. And if it's
Mhm.
still there, then I'm okay. Then I can buy
Oh,
it. If it's still
yes.
there and I still want it months later and I'm still thinking about it, I can go back and I can buy it.
Yes, I love that rule. I think about it as
Yeah.
well. That's a very
Yeah.
good one. Hmm.
Slowing down, it's really important. So, what role do you think social media plays in how you communicate your brand's message? If someone were to come onto your page, what would you want them to take away?
I love social media and like the positive side of it. I think
Hmm.
I learned so much from social media that I don't think would have been possible. At least for me, like personally, I think it's very useful. What I want people to take away is, first of all, like anything and everything is possible. Like you can be fashionable in your own way, and the most important thing is that like you can make things work, whatever is like flawed or things that you think is just a thing like a rug, you
Hmm.
can make it work and turn it into something.
Yeah.
Like for example, I love fashion, so I'm turning a cowhide rug into purses because I wanted a cowhide rug. Like I will turn any objects that you think are just random objects that you might like just throw in the trash, like a little silver ring that comes from, I don't know, a top that you're about to like sell or get rid of. I will take that ring and make it work as a brooch or a necklace. So what I'm trying to say is that don't throw away things, like have less trash and make something out of it. And also, you know how like people say they have like fashion aches or things that they don't love. I think there's a way to make the thing that you don't love work, whether it's a trend or something flawed. I really focus on flaws and like fixing problems. I guess it comes from like my architecture background. If I am driving and looking at a house, I'll ask myself like why do I not like this house? And then before I judge so much, I like think, how can I fix this house? Is it the window for me? Is it the ratio with the windows to the doors? Or is it the material? Is it really just the color that's distracting everything? And I think I'm exactly the same way. I will look at a skirt and will say, this skirt is okay. How can I style it? And how can I make it better with
Hmm.
sewing? And I think that's what I want people to know, that you can make things work. Even if you don't like your style, there's a way to make it work for your own style. And yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, no, completely. I think it's, again, not even just shifting your mindset about slowing down and sustainability, but shifting your mindset about how you view your clothes and how you view not even just clothes, but anything. I think that is great. Yeah, if you're getting rid of a piece, that's something that I'll do. I feel like is I'll try to style something before I get rid of it. And then if I really can't style it, then I'm like, okay, now I feel happy selling this on Depop or
Mhm.
giving it to a friend or something like that.
Yeah,
But
like when you maximize the potential
yeah,
use thing, like you've literally exhausted all the options for styling it.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I love that feeling.
Yeah, but upcycling things, maybe there's something or you like the fabric and the pattern, but you don't like the silhouette of the piece and learning how to style or sew so that it turns into something that you will actually wear, I think is a really amazing skill to have. That was something that during COVID, I would look at my closet and I would turn half the stuff in there into other tops.
Mm.
And mind you, I'm not a very good sewer, so the pieces were not really put together well. But
No,
it,
that's how it
yeah,
should
it
be.
was a good practice
Yeah,
of seeing
exactly.
those things differently. And now even like when I'm not necessarily sewing something, but I'm looking at my closet and I'm like, how can I turn this skirt into a dress, or how can I turn this into a top, or how can I wear this jacket a different way, or do this, or what can I add to it? And I think that is what makes fashion so fun, is like the creative aspect, like getting fun with it, seeing
Mhm.
what leads you to your final outfit.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no stopping because I don't know, the shirt or whatever you made that is probably messed up or not to your liking, you can still go over it and fix it. Like you
Mm.
can just keep going
Yeah.
until it's something you love.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I always like to end my podcast on what are your top rapid fire tips, which I feel like we've gone over some, but for someone who is starting their journey to a more sustainable lifestyle.
It's gonna sound cliche, but it's literally just starting. Even if you're doing something else with your life right now, I think it's nice to like to just plant the seeds. So yeah, you just start, and you can't have your brain make up excuses because you will literally have excuses every single day. You'll think tomorrow is the perfect day to start, but there's no such thing. I had to let go of perfectionism. That's why I'm here. I think if I let my perfectionism rule my life, then I don't think I would have been here. To start right now, I don't care if you're busy or if you're whatever excuse you have, one step at a time, and let go of perfectionism. And you cannot wait until you have the perfect material or the perfect sewing machine or the perfect, I don't know, outfit to whether it's social media you want to start and you want to be in front of the camera. You just can't wait until the perfect moment. Let go of excuses and perfectionism. And I would say that's it. Just
It's so
trying
good.
trends through thrifting. That's at least how I started. Like to explore your fashion and your style, just try thrifting and like you'll find what you like. And that's a huge part. If you just do that as far as like fashion, if you thrift and replace your, at least let's start with some of your clothes with thrifted clothes, you're going to have a huge role in, again, back to that question about how to influence bigger companies and fast fashion. I think it starts with one person switching from buying fast fashion to a little bit of thrifting, incorporating thrifting, then that's going to be a huge role in the long run as a bigger scale.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
completely. I love it. Those are great tips. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me today. Where can people find you on social media or anywhere else?
thanks, Lexi. Thanks for having me. I am on Instagram with Lana and TikTok as well as with Lana, with underscore Lana.
Yay. Everyone, go check out Lana. Thank you so much again for coming on and chatting with me today. It was so great speaking with you. That's it for this week's episode of the Lexy Show Fashion That Gives a Damn. Big thanks to Lana for showing us how to incorporate upcycling and conscious fashion into our lives. Whether it's fashion or everyday products, this is how sustainability should work. If the conversation resonated with you, subscribe so you don't miss an episode, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Head to LexySilverstein.com for more content on sustainable style and conscious consumption. And follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Lexy Silverstein. That's Lexy, silver like the color, Stan. Remember to live a good life and look fucking good doing it, and demand better from brands in your closet and everywhere else. See you next week.